If you are a woman who loves to travel, you probably had many people in your life who have influenced you. It could be a family member or a friend. It could be a blogger or someone who has written articles about their travel adventures. Now, I was influenced very much by many people, but specifically one woman, Evelyn Hannon, who was the founder of a group called Journeywoman. And I want to talk a little bit about her legacy and also about the different resources that are available for women who are trying to follow in the footsteps of people like Evelyn and to travel solo, travel alone, with a confidence and verve, with passion. My name is Margaret Manning. I'm with 60andMe, and I'd like to thank you for being here. And I appreciate you taking the time to make this part of your day. We do all kinds of articles, content for women over 60 who are trying to live their life with purpose and passion and to do the things that are meaningful to them. So welcome you here. Now, our sponsor for today's show is Easy Spirit. Easy Spirit is a shoe company that's been making fabulous, comfortable shoes for women for many years, and they've now updated their product line, and they've got a lot of new, beautiful styles that combine comfort and style, so you don't have to choose. I love their shoes. Check them out on their website, easyspirit.com, and in the description of this video, you will find a promotional code for a 20% discount on a purchase of Easy Spirit shoes. They really focus on comfort and love to tell you that anything is possible if you've got comfortable shoes and you're comfortable. So this topic about travel, solo travel and traveling as a woman isn't so much of a conversation piece now. It's not so unusual. But there was a time, if you can put back your memory to like the 90s, where traveling alone as a woman was not that that familiar, that accepted. And women were traveling with partners or with friends, and they really didn't think about traveling on their own. Well, Evelyn Hannon was one of these people who was a trailblazer. She was out there doing things before anybody else. She even told me in an interview that we did some months ago before she became sick, that she really, she did it because she had to. It was her life. She was facing a separation and divorce, and she just knew that she had to do something to recharge her life. And so she founded Journeywoman. Journeywoman.com is still in existence, and the beautiful thing about it was how she engaged women in the conversation. So when you go to the website, you will see all kinds of stories, women telling where they stayed in a particular city, tips and tricks for finding affordable accommodation and food, and how to acclimatize in a new place, how to stay safe, how to make decisions that were going to just enhance the whole travel experience. And we've got Evelyn to thank for this. And I really do want to, on behalf of the 60andMe community, thank her daughters who gave such a beautiful tribute to her. And also to Mary Lou Harris, who wrote an article on our website about her experience with Evelyn and how it changed her life. And I think that that's an important thing to remember. So how did she do this? Well, she was one woman. She was living her dream. She was doing what she had to do to survive. And I think in doing that, she did it she traveled in a way that was authentic and real and funny. I traveled with her a couple of times on cruises, and she was just so full of life and so, her sense of humor was great. I mean, she would talk about how to make a grilled cheese sandwich in your hotel room. And she was always talking about things like that. Instead of going to an expensive restaurant, bring things back from the local shop and make yourself a picnic on your hotel bed and have watch a movie or something and enjoy just, the local foods, the local people. And she had a heart about her, which I think is at the very center of the travel experience. That when you travel, you've got to suspend your own biases, your own, constructs about reality, and you've got to just be appreciative and grateful for the gift that country, that city, that town is giving you. And I remember when we spoke on this interview, I'll leave the link to the video below, is that she talked about her children. When she was traveling, she missed them. She was so devoted to her daughters and also to her little grandchildren, who were adopted children, I believe, all of them. And she talked about going to China to pick up one of the children with her daughter, and how she got into a conversation with someone about baby food. And this was Evelyn. This was not about visiting the museums and the fancy tourist spots. It was about connecting with people, which for me is at the heart of the travel experience that we remember. Those emotions are what connect us to to the memories, and those emotions can go deep if you let yourself go there. So her website was all about travel tips for women. She, like I mentioned, favorite hotels, places to eat, safe things to do. But she also gave a platform to travel companies that were specializing in cruises and tours, events, activities for women. She was a women's advocate. And in fact, she used to leave space on her newsletter for companies to take advantage of, to advertise their companies to her audience. And in fact, I found one of my most precious trips there on Evelyn's site. It was a trip by a group called Eat Your Heart Out Tours, EYHO, by Sheila. And she was offering a program to India to do a textiles tour. It wasn't just a tour to the cities. It was actually going in the backwoods to the remote places to visit the NGOs and places where people were still doing traditional craft and textiles. And then I loved it so much. There were 15 women on the group, and I made some good friends. And one in particular, Kathleen, who we then later went on a trip with the same group to Myanmar. And she was my roomie again. And then we went on a separate trip as well. So this is how you make friends, through those types of connections where they weren't, for everybody. They were for women, and they were for a certain type of woman who had a special interest, who had a special passion and wanted to live that passion. So, what can I say about Evelyn? She had these classic red glasses, like little round glasses, and she had her red boots, and she was always, looking for opportunities to be quirky and fun and to encourage other women too. She did an academy at sea when she did a semester at sea when she went out with a group of young students. And she was she wasn't the house mother, but I think she ended up being that. But she experienced what it was like for a month at sea with students. She went to Antarctica. She traveled all over the world, even when she got sick. And this is what breaks my heart, because she was such a quiet person in some ways, a private person, that when she was obviously fighting cancer, she was on a cruise with me. It was a press cruise with Viking, and it was on the Danube River. And she was out there with everybody, walking around, doing her best to keep up. I didn't for a second think she was sick. And this was the kind of woman she was. She was giving always to others, sharing her wisdom, sharing her heart. And I just want to take this moment to thank Mary Lou Harris, for writing this article. Mary Lou had very similar experience with Evelyn, and thank her daughters for allowing us to leave our feedback about how she impacted our life. I wanted to do this video for our 60andMe community and our 60andMe YouTube followers, because she was important. And we need people like that in our lives, people that inspire us, people that give us strength. And the company now has been taken over by a lady called Carolyn Ray. And Carolyn, I think, was a very good, she was a friend and a follower of Evelyn, and is going to carry on the Journeywoman experience, probably in her own style. But that's what it's about, As we get older, it's change. Everything changes. And we have to embrace and be grateful for those that went before us. And she's, Evelyn's just one of those many women who, took a stand, did it with grace, did it with, just adventure and a sense of passion. And we have a lot to thank her for. So thanks to her, again, to her daughters. Thank you, Evelyn, from my heart. And on behalf of the 60andMe community, thank you for writing the article, and appreciate the remembrances and the memories. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I hope you're traveling somewhere fun. If you've got any memories of Evelyn, please share them in the section below. Journeywoman was a very well-known site, and maybe you've got other bloggers now that you follow. I'd really love to get your feedback on where you go for travel, inspiration, and advice. Let's share and have a conversation. Take very good care, everybody. Have a really wonderful day, and we'll be back soon. All the best. Bye-bye for now.